Hi, welcome back to Susan's Kitchen Corner, and on this episode we're going to be making a cold pasta dish. As you can see, I already have my water boiling. We're going to be using a pasta called, there's different ways to pronounce it. You can call it rotoni, R-O-T-I, rotini. Okay, so however you pronounce it or however you want to pronounce it, that's what it is. Because there's lots of different ways to pronounce this pasta. It looks like little curly cues. Can you see that? So we're going to stick that in our water, which is boiling right down here. And again, the thing with boiling water is you don't have to wait till it's a hard roll. Just wait till you see little continuous bubbles. Like there'll be a couple in a couple areas, and they'll just be shooting up real fast. As soon as you see that, put the pasta in. That's all there is to it. There's no law saying that it has to be a rolling boil. And don't put the lid on it, because if you don't put the lid on it, it can't boil over. Okay, so we're going to be having broccoli. And this dish you can utilize from my other recipes. Like if you're going to be doing, if you watch my chicken soup recipe, well, let's say you have some chicken left from the chicken soup and you have it frozen, or you made it fresh. We're going to utilize that. You don't have to utilize all of it. Let's throw in an apple. This is going to be a cold salad, because it's when summer comes around, you don't want to eat hot things. You can add a cucumber, red bell pepper, olives, and if you like mushrooms, which I do, mushrooms. When you purchase mushrooms, make sure you look for the ones that are closed, like this. If you see the ribs inside, that means when you buy them, they're going to go faster. So always look for the mushrooms that are sleeping and they haven't waken up yet. That's the way I look at it. It's like when their little ribs show, they're yawning and stretching their arms. So look for the sleeping mushrooms. I know that sounds goofy, but that's what I do. Okay, so over here, I think I have a new name for my show, The Headless Cook. We have another pot that's boiling. So we're gonna take our broccoli, and we're going to stick it in the boiling water. Now, this pasta, if you're one person, you don't have to use all of the broccoli. Just cut off a few, as many as you want. Remember, you're in control of your dish. So let's say this is how much you want to put in the pasta. Let's break them even. Let's leave them like that for now. Maybe a couple more. Because here you get the rest of the broccoli. You can add to something else. So let's stick that over there. And don't forget to stir your pasta. And nose itch. Excuse me. I know my nose itches all the time. Pasta has a built-in timer, and what I mean by that is when you take it out, you can cut it in half with a knife. Let's see. Well, let's wait till these cook a little bit longer. But some of them, you cut them in half a knife, and you can still see the raw dough. So that's sometimes a good way to judge whether it's done or not. And also, you can taste it. So let's let that cook. And if you want, you can turn it. If it's bubbling really a lot and you don't like it, turn it down. Still gonna cook. Okay, here's our boiling water. And now see these broccoli florets, if you want to be technical. See, they're not bright green. This is the trick to broccoli. Broccoli, when it's cooked, is going to turn a nice bright green. Let's stick those in there. Try not to burn yourself. Okay. Let's get this cleaned off. Okay, and then for your noodles, have a pot in the sink with a strainer on it. Because remember, never put boiling water down the pipes. Bad. You're going to melt your pipes. And then when your pipes are melted, then you're going to go, oh, Uh-oh, I gotta pay money to get new pipes. Okay, so broccoli cooks pretty fast, and remember to have your handy dandy knife, which I have over here. Your handy dandy long knife, so you can stick it in the water and test things. So you're gonna poke the broccoli, and when it pokes and goes clean through, that's when it's done. You can also taste it to your desire. And the pasta's cooking up just nice. Okay, let's get back to this table, and what do we want to do first? There's a lot to do. Let's do the cucumber, and let's get some bowls out to put these when they're done. Okay, broccoli. Of course, you can leave the skin on if you want, but I prefer to take it off. And again, you don't have to use all of this. You can use whatever you want. And these vegetable peelers, you can get these. You don't have to get the fancy ones. Fancy ones, I got one. And you can get the ones from the thrift store. They work just as well. Nothing wrong with them. Actually, they're kind of better, because here you're paying for this part. That's all you're paying for. You're not paying for this part. You're paying for the. This is like a Porsche that has a really bad engine. Okay. And I have the right there. Okay, let's check. Now you have to check things when you're cooking. Now if you want to do this one at a time, that's fine. You don't have to do the pasta, and you don't have to do the ouch. Yeah, that's good. See how fast that cooked? So we want to get that out of there. Pour it right into here. In the sink, if you can see me over here with the colander. Pour that out. And pour them right back into the pot. Okay. See how fast they cook? These things cook fast. Ha ha, hoo ha, hey ha ha. Okay. I have a bad habit of touching these with my hands, but it's me. Let's do it this way. Okay. Nice and green. See how nice and green that is? If you want to rewind it a little bit, you can see the difference. It'll be really tender. So don't leave those in there long. Okay, let's get back to the pasta. Take one of these out. Cut it in half. And this, okay, now it's all al dente. This one has a really thin, I don't see any of the white part in it. Sometimes you don't get that, sometimes you do, but this is not done. This is really it's soft, it's chewable, but it's not done all the way. Now, okay, look what's going on. See how it's bubbling right here? There's not enough water in it. So we're going to get some more water. Perfectly fine. If it starts doing that, put some more water in it. It doesn't have to be hot water. Right? It's going to cool it down a little bit. No big deal. It'll still boil. It'll still cook. Okay, back to our cucumber. Cut as much as you want off. Okay, cut it in half. Now lay those on their side like this. Ta-da! And make them into matchsticks. Because it's all about utilizing as much. You're making them as small as you can, so they go throughout the salad. And you get your bowl, stick them in. to add more, if you want to add the whole cucumber and you're making let's say you're making a lot of pasta, let's say you have a big family, use all the cucumber, use all the olives, use all of everything. There's no law saying that you don't have to use everything, if that makes any sense. Okay, so actually I should have a bigger dish, but I don't. Mushrooms. Now, my husband hates mushrooms. I love mushrooms. We're at a quandary. So, if you want to make them into matchsticks, like we did the cucumber, great. I'm just going to cut mine in half, because if I don't, so this is what I'm doing with mine, because I'm going to have them on the side as my appetizer. So they'll go there, those go there. Let's get your red bell pepper out, small one. And again, you don't have to use the whole thing. If you're one person and you want leftovers for another meal, don't use the whole thing, because you want to stretch your food out as much as possible. Break that off. Okay. It's okay if a little bit of seeds get in. Okay, cut that in half. I think I am going to use the whole bell pepper, because this is quite a small bell pepper. So matchstick it. And this is what I mean by matchstick. You want to make them little small pieces. Now, if you want, you can roughly chop all this. It doesn't have to be matchstick. You can chop it. I mean, if you want to just go, okay, well, let me do the rest here, and then I'll show you the ultimate chop method. Okay, let's say you have the two halves, right? And you're like, okay, well, I don't want to matchstick it. I just want to do whatever I want to do. Chop, 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 chop. Just gonna chop it as coarsely as you want. And, you know, it's all up to you how big you want the pieces. If you want them big, yeah. Okay, let's just put that. Actually, let's put that in with the cooked. That should be nice and cool by the time we get done, because we're just cooking it so it's nice and soft. We're not cooking it too. Okay. That's the piece. Okay, next, the apple. And, oh, look. And notice, it's not boiling over. I don't have it on high anymore, and it's still boiling. This is starch. And when you see that, that's when it's starting to get done. Now, wow, they're a lot poofier. They absorb more water. Let's check them out. Bring it over here. And watch out. You always, or you can take this over and just hold it under the water for a few minutes. Cool it down before you eat it, because nothing like burning your tongue. Still a little bit al dente, but I'm going to let it cook a little bit longer. Okay. And I'm going to stop the video right there, and I'll be back in a few.